Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I've been getting a lot of questions about. A lot of people have been asking me when I'm going to be uploading my spring capsule wardrobe. And unfortunately, I've decided that I'm no longer going to be doing capsule wardrobes. I've decided to give them up just as I feel like I'm at a point where I no longer need to continue doing them, and I really want to have the freedom to wear everything in my wardrobe. And there's actually quite a few reasons why I've decided that the capsule wardrobe is no longer for me, and I have done a few blog posts on whether a capsule wardrobe is right for you, that sort of thing, so I'll drop them all down below in case you guys want to have a little read of them. But essentially, one of the first reasons is that I'm never going to be that girl who's got 50 items in her wardrobe. I still remember when I first stumbled across Dead Florette. I'm not sure if you can still read her blog, but if you can, I will link it down below. It is a great read, particularly if you are planning on trying to cut back your wardrobe. I think it really makes you think about everything, and you can see that she's put a lot of meticulous planning into every single piece that she purchases, and her wardrobe is just so perfectly edited, or at least in my opinion. And that was really what was the driving force between myself wanting to cull my own wardrobe. And I remember when I first started culling it, I had this idea I had to have the perfect white blouse, I had to have the perfect black skirt, I couldn't have two. And one of the things that I've realized is that isn't really for me. I like to have a few options. I don't necessarily want to have a wardrobe that is bursting at the seams, but I do want to have a couple of different options. I want to make sure that my favorite pieces aren't wearing out and that I do have them for a long time. And if you're wearing things consistently and quite frequently over a short space of time, they are going to wear out a lot faster than if you're wearing it a little bit less frequently. Part of my capsule wardrobe journey was actually me trying to find out my personal style, figure out what I really did and did not like, and also to really stop the cycle of purchasing things unnecessarily, because I really had a problem. I've talked about this before. I was just buying things all the time to fill probably an emotional void, and it really wasn't helping me. You know, you get that rush of when you buy something new, but it doesn't actually solve the root problem. So I really wanted to try and move past that and make sure that I was really thinking quite clearly and for a considerable amount of time before I was adding something new to my wardrobe. And that's something that I really feel that I have achieved. I've pinpointed my problem. Sometimes now, if I need a little bit of relaxation, I'll just go and browse shoes, but I know I'm not going to buy any. And if I do see a pair I like, I will sit on them for at least 30 days before I even consider purchasing them, and most of the time I've forgotten about them within 2 days. One thing that I've definitely never claimed to be is a minimalist, and while I definitely am a lot more considered about what I add into our home and into my closet, I am never going to be that person who has a very, very small number of items. It's just not going to happen. Luke's a little bit of a hoarder. I swing a little bit more in the opposite direction, where I want to get rid of things that we don't need. But for me, I feel like the most important thing is just surrounding myself with items, furniture, just belongings that really give me joy and that I'm happy and can't wait to come home to. I think on that note, probably one thing that you will have noticed if you've been a subscriber of my channel for a long time is that my style is much more minimalist. So I really like to take that minimalist approach when it comes to my outfits. I don't like to wear things that are too fussy. However, I am starting to find myself wanting to have a little bit more fun and add or inject a little bit of playfulness into my existing wardrobe. And I'm really sorry guys, because this is just a really chatty video, but I just really wanted to kind of download to you guys exactly why I am no longer going to be doing a capsule wardrobe, as I do know that they are my most viewed videos on my channel. People really enjoy them, and so I know that this is going to be a bit disappointing for a lot of you. But one thing I found, and I have talked about this in sort of like the pros and cons of having a capsule wardrobe, is that I actually wasn't wearing my most loved pieces all the time. So as I said, I do have quite a few pieces in my wardrobe. My wardrobe usually sits around the 100 item mark because I tend to cull it quarterly, but I found that because I was working so hard to have a really cohesive capsule, it meant that there were certain things that, even though I absolutely adored them, they just weren't getting any wear time. And for me, that was really kind of upsetting, and because I am so rigid when it comes to the rules, I wasn't really willing to let myself just wear it once or twice. I felt like that was cheating a little bit. I know that's silly, but I just really wanted to make sure that I was wearing everything a lot and consistently, because while I have about 100 items, they're not split by season, and obviously there are some items which don't work even in those transitional months. So I just really wanted to make sure that I was able to wear everything that I loved again, which is what happens when you open yourself up to your entire wardrobe. So the other thing is that I really wanted to just have a bit of fun with my outfits, and again, when it comes to having a capsule, you do need to be really considered in your approach to building it. It takes a lot of planning, and it doesn't really allow to have those kind of crazy or wacky pieces that are a bit of a statement, because you want to make sure that everything works together. If you're only going to be wearing 30 items over 3 months, you don't want to be throwing something in there that isn't going to work with everything else. So I just want to be able to add a little bit of print and a little bit of playfulness. And actually one thing that I recently got, which I've been wanting for years, is this skirt from Proenza Schouler, and obviously this does not speak to the colour palette of the rest of my wardrobe. It is so out there, it is so bold and bright, not usually something I would go for, but I've been wanting this for years after seeing it on Taylor Tomasi Hill, and when I spotted it on The RealReal, I figured I kind of had to grab it, and I did. And like I said, this isn't really the sort of thing that would work in my capsule. I don't really have anything in this particular colour palette, but I know that it is something that I'm going to get a lot of wear out in the spring and summer months, just as I've been dying to add this to my closet. Finally, the last reason why I decided that I am going to give up the capsule wardrobe is that it was no longer giving me joy. I was finding that it was starting to become a bit of a chore. I wasn't looking forward to building my capsule anymore, and it just really felt like something that I was putting pressure on myself to do, and that just goes completely against what I feel the purpose of it is. And so for that reason alone, even, I just felt like I really needed to take a step back and think about whether or not I wanted to pursue this further. And the answer to that is obviously no. I do want to say that just because I'm not going to be doing a capsule wardrobe doesn't mean that I can't do spring, summer, autumn, winter lookbooks that are in a similar vein to what I was doing before, just giving you an idea of what a capsule wardrobe could look like. So if you do want to still see those videos from me, just let me know. I'm more than happy to pull them together and maybe have a little bit more fun with them. And it also doesn't mean that I'm going to go crazy and buy lots of new things. While I definitely did want to pick up a few new additions for my wardrobe for spring that were a little bit unlike what I already owned, and perhaps would inject a little bit more colour into my wardrobe, as you've already seen from that Proenza Schouler skirt, I am by no means about to go crazy and just buy loads of new things for my wardrobe. That kind of goes at odds with everything that I have been trying to instill in myself, all of the learnings and lessons that I had from the last few years of doing capsule wardrobes and separate wardrobe challenges. And for me, those are things that I really don't ever want to let go of. It's really, really important to me that I'm considered with what I add to my wardrobe for so many reasons. Not only the ethics of it, but also just it is so wasteful to buy so many things out there, you know. And a lot of the time I will actually go and purchase things that are secondhand rather than brand new, just for that very reason. As I said before, if you guys want to keep seeing those sort of capsule wardrobe or minimal style lookbooks that have only a certain number of pieces in them, do let me know. I am so more than happy to continue doing them. And while I know that this is something that is going to be missing from my channel, I do hope that you guys will continue to enjoy all of the new content that I am pulling together for you. If you have done the capsule wardrobe and decided that it wasn't for you, please let me know why in the comments below. I am kind of curious to see, or if it's something that you love doing, I'd love to know what it is that you love about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and getting a little bit of insight into why I've decided to give up the capsule wardrobe, and I will see you next time with a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!